The former president of Ivory Coast is to be released and the charges against him of crimes against humanity dropped after the International Criminal Court ruled he had no case to answer. The court in The Hague acquitted Laurent Gbagbo and his former youth minister of all charges and ordered their immediate release. The charges, which included ordering murder and gang rape, related to post-election violence in the West African country in 2011. Gbagbo refused to hand over power to Alassane Ouattara, the current president, and about 3,000 people died in the aftermath. Eventually, after French troops and the UN intervened, Gbagbo was prized out of the bunker where he was hiding with his wife, Simone. The judges ruled that Gbagbo and his then youth minister, Charles Blagaud, had no plan to keep Gbagbo in power, and so there was no need for defense to submit further defense, as the prosecutor has not satisfied the burden of proof. The decision will be a severe blow for the ICC prosecutor, for whom it was a landmark case. The court will resume on Wednesday, where the prosecution will say whether it intends to appeal, and if it does, what conditions it wants to impose on Gbagbo's release. The ICC has been accused of being one-sided as it did not bring any charges against pro-Ouattara commanders who were also accused of abuses. There has been little justice for the victims of the post-electoral violence, although Ivorian judges investigated many of the crimes and charged military and political officials from both sides. Last year Ouattara announced a controversial amnesty for almost all of them. A former university professor turned activist, Gbagbo spent much of the 1980s in exile in France. After returning, he lost the 1990 presidential vote and spent 6 months in prison in 1992.